Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. Fanboys.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I see what I'm saying. I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
All right. Before we get into it, I would like to thank everyone who participated in the poll from Sunday. We'll discuss the other poll in another video, but the poll from Sunday: how many games do you think Kobe Bryant would win against Michael Jordan out of 10 games if they were playing one-on-one? Now, I should have included in that, I should have included that both of them in their prime, but I figured that everyone would just assume both were in their prime. But the choices were 1 to 2 games, 2 to 3 games, 4 to 5 games, and 5 or more. And 2 to 3 games won. It slightly edged out 4 to 5 games. So most people thought Kobe would win between 2 to 5 games, but 2 to 3 games won out. And I must say that I do agree. Now, if I'm being, I say 2 to 3 games, but if I'm being honest, I'm probably feel like I'm being generous with the 2 to 3 games. I know a lot of you diehard Kobe fans highly disagree, and I can respect that. However, I always think about Kobe and Jordan like this. To me, Kobe is the type of player, if you're watching him on the court, you would say to yourself that clearly this is the best guy on the court. If you're watching Kobe Bryant on the court, to me, you would say to yourself, clearly this is the best guy on the court. Clearly this is the hardest worker on the court. However, when you're watching Michael Jordan on the court, he makes you question his humanity. And I think you know what I'm talking about. You wonder, is this guy even human like the rest, like everybody else? And again, watch reaction videos from some of these young kids. Several of them are like, this guy's an alien. And I was even watching some old interviews and old news clips about Jordan. And back then, people used to question his humanity. Like, is he human? So yeah, I know there's a lot of Kobe fans, and I'm a Kobe fan as well. Matter of fact, I actually have Kobe second on my all-time greatest list, which I'm sure is controversial to a lot of people. However, I maintain that the distance between Jordan and everybody else is pretty significant, even Kobe Bryant. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Fanboy number 1. This actually comes from another LeBron James Fanboy Files video, episode 5. This guy, fanboys, you guys are getting increasingly hard to even take serious at all. I'm going to just go ahead and say that. You guys are getting increasingly hard to take serious. Take a lesson from Shannon Sharp and go ahead and anyway, okay. Fanboy number 1 says, the Heat was not a super team. He made not all capital. The Heat was not a super team. A talented team, but not a super team. Okay, sometimes I really don't know if you fanboys are being serious. I'm going to be honest. lately I've been saying, I feel, you know what's happening is the 4 and 6 kingdom is starting to crumble, and everybody, you guys are panicking. Cause you guys are really just saying some off the wall stuff lately. I've been seeing it on Facebook, like just outright lies. But okay, let's address this. When LeBron James joined the Heat, he was averaging like 27 points a game, I'm pretty sure. Right before LeBron James joined the Heat, I'm pretty sure Dwayne Wade was averaging around 26 points or something like that. Chris Bosh was averaging around 22 points. Now, you mean to tell me, matter of fact, Chris Bosh, I'm pretty sure, was averaging something like a double-double. 22 points and 10, 11 rebounds or something like that. So you mean to tell me that the Miami Heat was not a super team? They were a talented team, but not a super team, right, Fanboy? That's your story, huh? Well, I got a question for you, Fanboy. And be honest now. Matter of fact, all you fanboys and girls who like to torture yourself with my channel, be honest when you answer this question now. So if the Miami Heat was not a super team with LeBron James, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh, actually I got two questions for you. Then how could you ever classify the 98 Bulls as a super team? Because you guys like to do that. And my second question to you guys is, well, if Michael Jordan replaced LeBron James on the Miami Heat, would you guys be calling it a super team? I think we all know the answer to that. If Miami Heat wasn't a super team, replace LeBron James with Michael Jordan, would you guys be calling it a super team? Or you'd just be calling it a talented team? Fanboy, get out of here. Come on. We're not doing this. You sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. Okay. Let's move on. Fanboy number 2. This comes from my What Should Be the Minimum Requirements to Be the GOAT video. And this guy says, Michael Jordan has no claim to be the GOAT. There were lots of guys as good as him and better than him. My people, what are we dealing with? I'm not talking to you fanboys. I'm talking to my viewers who regularly support this channel. I appreciate y'all, but I need you guys' opinion on what's happening. I mean, has it always been this bad with the fanboys? To me, it seemed like I feel some desperation happening. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know if you guys have been, how many of you guys are in some of these Facebook groups or whatnot, but the ridiculousness is at an all-time high. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Y'all think these fanboys are getting worse? Anyway, let's go. So Michael Jordan has no claim to be the GOAT. There were lots of guys as good as him and better. Well, you know what? To that, I would say a few things. First of all, no matter who you think is better, I can guarantee you LeBron James is not. He's not one of them. But Michael Jordan, by his second championship, was already being viewed as the GOAT. Now, 2 championships. Think about this. With only 2 championships, he was already being viewed as the GOAT by most people. Now, fanboy, I got a question for you. How good do you have to be for people to be saying you're the GOAT by your second championship? How magnificent does your game have to be? Again, Michael Jordan is the only player. My people, y'all help me out with this. Michael Jordan is the only player that I can think of that people constantly question, is this guy human or not? He's the only player I can think of like that. So yeah, you know, fanboy, let me tell you this. No matter what metric you use, Michael Jordan checks all the boxes than your favorite player, whoever that is. Go ahead and put them in the comments and we can break it down. I'll do a video specifically on whatever player you think or whatever multitude of players you think is better than Michael Jordan. I mean, fanboy, at the end of the day, let me tell you like this. It really doesn't matter what you think because the majority of the world has Michael Jordan as the GOAT. That's what matters. The majority of the world has Michael Jordan as the GOAT. So, you know, fanboy, you know, okay. All right. Fanboy number 3. This comes from my LeBron James fails the eye test against Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem. I'm sure, I can't see the rest of the title, but I'm sure MJ is on there. But MJ kind of goes without saying, though, so maybe he wasn't on there. This fanboy says, many insightful comments by you, fanboy. We should probably all remember we didn't get to see Bill Russell or Jerry or Oscar or Elgin or Prime Wilt. Wilt got all the stats. Russ got all the titles. And Jerry and Elgin just couldn't beat Russ. Jabbar wasn't terribly creative because he had the size. In one shot, they couldn't stop. LeBron's physical dominance doesn't require, and he put require in all caps. Yay for you, fanboy. LeBron's physical dominance doesn't require him to be terribly creative. Of all those names, nobody had weaker teammates than Bron. Okay. Fanboys, y'all should really think before you type. I keep saying this, but I understand you typing from emotion, but you know, try to get it together. Boston and Detroit had better rosters than Mike's first 8 seasons, and he couldn't beat them. When Bron had teammates in Miami, he went to 4 finals and won 2 titles. Nobody ever got worse teams to the finals than Bron. 10 straight finals. Please. I'm trying to figure out how a guy so lacking in creativeness and intensity and consistency has ended up with the most points in the history of the sport. And top 5 or 10 all time in about every statistical category they keep. LOL. LOL on you, fanboy. Okay. So let's go through this. This is kind of long. First of all, let's you kind of diminishing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. First of all, he has the most unguardable shot in NBA history. So that alone gives him a tremendous amount of points for creativity. What are you talking about? What has LeBron James created? Name a move LeBron James does that anybody practices. Yeah, okay. And again, Kareem actually had post moves. Again, Kareem was one of the few men of that size that actually had a jump shot. You don't know what you're talking about. Let's see what else he said here. So fanboy, I'm not gonna go through all this, but I got a question for you. So on one moment you said LeBron's physical dominance doesn't require him to be terribly creative, and then the next moment you say, I'm trying to figure out how a guy so lacking in creativeness, and intensity and consistency has ended up with the most points in the history of the sport. Now, so Fanboy, are you saying that he doesn't need to be creative, or are you trying to defend the fact that he's creative? Which one is it? I know you don't know which one because you're in your emotions. Like you just type it. Fanboy, let me tell you this. Again, you may not want to admit this, but LeBron is one of the most boring players to watch. Let's not even get started on this season. Hold up. What did he say? He said, let's address this. He says, I'm trying to figure out how a guy so lacking in creativeness and intensity and consistency has ended up with the most points in the history of the sport and top 5 or 10 all time in about every statistical category. I'm glad you brought this up, Fanboy, because this right here, this very thing that you mentioned, all-time leading in scoring, top 5 or 10 in a lot of statistical categories, right? This very thing that you mentioned, I believe is exactly why you're part of the 4 and 6ers. This is exactly why LeBron James has 4 championships in 10 tries. Because LeBron James is concerned with stats. That's how, Fanboy. He is concerned with stats. That is why after a game, after a loss, LeBron will sit there and say, well, I had 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. Couldn't be me. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Look somewhere else for the answers. It's not me. I did my job. LeBron James is concerned with stats. That's how, Fanboy. Let me ask you a question, Fanboy. You trying to figure out how he's the top in all these statistics. A better question is, how do you lose 6 times in the NBA Finals when you have super teams? See, you keep talking. All of you fanboys, you love to go on with this narrative about LeBron has dragged teams to the final. The only team that even classifies for that is. And it doesn't really classify. It's overblown. But I'm saying if you're going to pick any team, okay, maybe you could say the 2007. But what other team besides that could even possibly fall into that category? He sure didn't drag D-Wade and them to the finals. He didn't drag them to the finals because I'm pretty sure they dragged him to the finals. And let's not, fanboys, you know what? Whenever you guys get ready to open up your mouth for anything, you need to think about 2011 and just shut up. That's what you really need to do. Because that's really just the end of the discussion. But yeah, what other teams has LeBron drugged to the finals that weren't super teams? Answer that question for me, fanboy. Anyway, we need not even going to deal with the rest of this. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. Let's see here. Did you say anything else? Yeah, let's move on. Next fanboy. Okay. All right, fanboy number 3. And this comes from another episode of the Fanboy Files. Episode 3. Okay, Fanboy says, so y'all not gonna consider the impact of your second best player's knees exploding in the middle of the finals competition. What this guy meant to say is if LeBron's second in command was Scotty Pippen, he would have 6 to 10 championships. Okay, D-Wade's knees gave out against the Spurs and left LeBron and Bosh to take on the Spurs. Kyrie's knee imploded against the Warriors. Tell me, did MJ have to deal with that kind of adversity? No, because he had Scotty, and he never missed a finals game. Skip Bayless has trained some of y'all to hate on LeBron, and you trying to monetize it. Oh, well, I'm not trying. I'm doing it, but okay. Fanboy, Okay, see, this, yeah. So this fanboy seems to think that if LeBron had Scottie Pippen, he would have 6 to 10 championships. Fanboy, your delusion is on a level that you need rehab. You need rehab. Go check out my video, fanboy rehab. That's what you need. Fanboy, let me tell you something. If LeBron James had Scottie Pippen, not only would he not have 6 to 10 championships, but nobody would know Scottie Pippen. LeBron James is not capable of building a player up like that. See, when you think about Scottie Pippen, you're thinking about the Scottie Pippen that you're thinking about the finished product with Scottie Pippen. First of all, you're not thinking about the Scottie Pippen that came into the league averaging 7 points a game. You're not thinking about the Scottie Pippen that had to get tougher from playing alongside the toughest competitor that the NBA has ever seen. Now, had Scottie Pippen got drafted onto a team with LeBron James, I dare say, well, here we go. You asked for it. Either one or two things would have happened. We wouldn't hear about Scottie Pippen because LeBron James is not capable of building someone up like that, or very well, Scottie Pippen may have just took over the team and outshined your king. But anyway, that's ridiculous, fanboy. I mean, are you listening to yourself? First of all, again, let's just keep bringing up the 2011 finals, because while you want to say that he would have had 6 to 10 championships with Scottie Pippen, he had D Wade and Bosh. In the 2011 finals happened. What are you talking about, fanboy? What are you talking about? D Wade is better than Scottie Pippen. All day. Well, what are you talking about? He had D Wade and Chris Bosh in 2011 happen. So what now, fanboy? Where's the excuse? I'm sure you got plenty of them, because at this point you guys feel like you don't even have to make sense. Okay, let's see. What else did you say? I'm not gonna deal with everything you said, because I mean you clearly just Tourette'sing on here. Did MJ have to deal with that kind of adversity? No, because he had Scotty, and he never missed a finals game. Well, fanboy, to that I got to say a couple of things. First of all, players back then would play through injury. It's something you don't know anything about, especially your king, who hasn't played 60 games in the last how many years? You guys wouldn't know anything about that. And clearly you don't know anything about the 98 finals, because Jordan had to carry that team because Pippen was simply being a decoy because he was injured. He was suffering from injury. But guess what? He was on the court. See, that's something that Scottie Pippen has over your king, is that he was actually on the court with the injury. And Michael Jordan carried that load to his 6th NBA championship. You fanboys wouldn't know anything about that. You fanboys with your king of the weakest era, the king of the Barbie era, the deer, the 4 and 6 community, you guys would not know anything about that. Anyway, we gonna hold up here. Fanboys, I'm worried about y'all. Y'all getting desperate. Like I said, people that watch this channel, you know, is it just me, or is the ridiculousness like kind of ramping up? Like, I mean, I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I will see you next time. All right.